Thanks for watching the Let's Look Brad channel. So I'm in here getting ready for another submission. I've got quite a few things on the table here. These are the ones I'm going to be submitting. Possibly both of these. I might just only do one, but I'm definitely going to be submitting everything that's here. These are ones I was going to show you. This might be on the next rotation, possibly, but yet again, let's go ahead and jump in. So I've actually got the scope set up, and I was going to show you the one in the case here. And I guess before I get too deep into this, make sure if you haven't hit that subscribe button to go down below and hit that. And if you do press the notification button, whenever you do jump back on YouTube, and whenever you're on there, you'll have the tabs at the bottom of your screen, and the notification tab will have a red dot on there. That means that either me or whoever you're subscribed to, there will be a video ready for you to watch. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification for more videos to come. So this right here is one that I really wanted to have swapped out. I'd actually picked this up online a while back. So this is going to be a 1952 proof 66 25-cent piece. This is a PCGS Rattler case. These, because the Rattler case, meaning because you can shake it around and you can hear the coin rattle in the inside of it. Which what I want to do, I want to send this in and get it graded for the proof attribute for sure. But the 1952 houses a Superbird. Now in the dead center of the chest there is going to be an S. Let's see if I can get it back up on here. I kind of left the scope where it was at and try to get it as close as plausible to that S. It's a little tough in the case and holding the camera one-handed, but you can see in the middle of the chest there's a little S poking in. If I can get it turned, see the S on it. So it's definitely going to be, it's a refracting light also off the case too. It's a little tough to do it on not too terribly digitized scope, but anyhow, it definitely has the S on there. So I wanted to swap this 52 out, and if it gets that Superbird attribute, that would be phenomenal. They're pretty rare to get, and especially if you can get a high grade proof plus the S attribute on there, it would be phenomenal if it came back another 66. But I'm going to have these submitted off to Annex. I've been submitting the last few off there. I was on rotation with PCGS, so now I'm going to move over to Annex, like I mentioned, and do that. So hopefully we can get that Superbird attribute for that one. That would be great. Now this one here was on the last penny hunt that I had recently, and like I mentioned, if you go back through the videos that I had past couple of days ago, I got a box from Mississippi and I got a local bank box. So this is a 1985 Denver, and this one I want to say would have a RPM, which meaning repunch mint mark. So the D that's below there, I'm pretty sure is going to be a D over D. This isn't a variety named on the books anywhere that I see. If I do get a D over D on it, that means it just adds more value to it. But this is just me having a learning curve to see what this penny is, see what the grade is. You see it's got some cartwheel on there, a little luster. It's got all the hairline. That light is killing me. It's got all the hairline. It's got all the nose and everything, the details on it. The backside is just beautiful. So I'm curious. I'm going to say right off the bat, this gets a 62, possibly 63 grade. And with that D over D, if you're out there running for the money amount, it would probably add another $35 to $40 on top of it, plus with a 62 grade or 63 grade. So probably 55, 60 bucks for this penny, possibly. But if it gets a higher grade, it's even better. All right, I'm going to move on over to this W quarter. Now the W quarter, also yet again, the video that I had afterwards was a penny. Beforehand, I had a quarter hunt. So I went through and I was able to find, you see the W right there. That's going to be a West Point quarter. And this thing came out of the box at gem. As the plastic case, it's hard to see where the scratches and stuff like that are on there, but I don't want to get it out of the sleeve. And it's just in immaculate shape. The back had no scratches, no dings or anything. It actually had what looked like a lot of machine doubling on this one, but I'll let them call that whenever they get it in, because Annex is pretty good about giving attributes on coins, even if you don't submit an attribute on the sheet for them to look at. They pretty much just plop it on there. So that's going to be an awesome, I want to say if that one comes back at a 65 grade, a West Point quarter is 65, so that's a 2019 West Point quarter there. So I'm pretty happy about getting that out of the box. This next one here is a Cheerios Penny. So a ton of folks ask me, what's a Cheerios Penny? Well, originally in 2000, Cheerios put these in the cereal box. And they would come in these cases here. I guess it came exactly the way you're looking at it, just like this. And I still have 25 or 30 of these, which I wanted to collect these because it's only 10 million of them minted. But you know how many people have taken these out of the packages by now? It can't be that many, especially if you hold on to these 15, 20 years from now with even more is taken out, or it's just not that many being graded. The price on these are going to climb, but it's pretty awesome to have this as a collectible too. I do have 5 or 6 of these in the authenticated cases that I will not be taking out, but hopefully they send me this Cheerios backing back to let me know that I have the attribute on the case and that I'll get the authenticity back for it. All right, let's move on over. This is a 2022D. Now, I've had a lot of, I've had a lot of uncirculated boxes of 2022 coins, and this one here was the best I can see. No dings, like even at the mint, whenever they drop them into the boxes and so forth, there was no dings on it. Barely any blemish marks, basically just a chatter up on the neck there. There's no scratches. So trying to pull out the best plausible coin in there to put in to get graded. And then, like I say, this is just a curiosity thing. If this hits at a 65 grade for now, being that's a 2022, a 65 grade, it'll basically pay back the coin. If it hits a 66 grade, then I'm actually making money on it, but it's just going to stay in the case and it's going to stay in for my kids and their kids' kids and so forth, so on. That's pretty awesome. This right here, I have an 1889 Morgan, and she's in gorgeous condition too. All the hair is there. There's no real flat marks on the top, usually where the hairline would be at on top of the skull here or down by the neck. You'll see it would be more flattened, but there's still a ton of hair in there. 1889 actually has a couple of VAMs for this year, and man, it's a nice coin. And I'm going to let them make the call on there. I'll put on there the attribute, on the attribute form. I'll put on there any if possible. And that's the same thing I'm going to do with this one here, because it also has 4 different VAMs that you can get with it. But I'm pretty curious what that's going to grade out. I'm going to just say automatically at a 63. And give or take, as long as it hits a 58 grade, I'm paying back for what the coin pricing would be and what the grading cost would be. So at a 58 grade, I'm already got my money back. Anything past that, it's just overhead. So move on over. This is going to be, so that was an 1889, and this is an 1887. Same thing, it's a beautiful coin. It's got a little bit of rub that's on top of the hairline here, like I say, right by the skull. So it's a little taken down. It's not much taken off. Got some chatter, little bitty scratches right here by the back end of the hairline. Same thing on the other side. It's going to have just another little tatter or scratch right there by the A. But other than that, it's got plenty of luster. Really nice coin. So that's going to be an 1887 and 1889. This one here, found out of a $100 face value of dimes. 1896 O Barber dime. You can tell the big O at the bottom there. Now, to blow your mind about this coin, even in a G2 condition, it's $50. In a G4, it's $135. So to have this thing graded for $20 when you submit it to Hand-X and have it cased and put in a case, and if they give it anything over I mean, really, you've already made your money just submitting it in, having a case, because it won't be damaged any more than it already is. So, phenomenal coin. It's crazy that it got out of the silver bag a while back. I've held on to this thing for a long time. The same thing with that 66 there. I've held on to that 66 for a while, but now I want to get it taken out and get that submission on there if I can get it. If I can get it. You know, I see it, but they might not. But anyhow, let's move on over to these four here. Now, this one here is a 1857 Flying Eagle cent. And probably the first second that I put it up there, you looked up at the top up here and saw that there might have been a little rim damage. It probably is. It's just ever so slightly there. And I don't have a Flying Eagle graded. Even at a decent G8, G10, they still fetch quite a bit of money. So, like I said, I have two Flying Eagle cents, and this is a fatty too. Boy, it's a lot of copper on that. But this is a 1857, and I want to say they do have a repunchment mark variety, and then a couple other varieties for the 1857, but this will probably, I'll wait till the next rotation. I'm still kind of thinking about that rim edge on there. I don't know if that's going to go through. They're probably going to claim it damaged, but yet again, getting something like that in the case is always sweet. So these two nickels here, let's go for the 1953. Found these two out of boxes. Still got the full hairline on there. All the Liberty, the 1953 is gorgeous. Plus, it's an S, which blew my mind whenever it popped out of there. So it has some stairs on the left side of the building, but it won't have it on the right side. It's got the mint luster, and I want to say, I could be wrong, it might have been the 59 there. Let's just take a gander at it real quick. So yeah, it would have been the 59. So the steps there are basically the first thing on any nickel to go. To let you know, if you look through the variety and you see an FS behind it, that's called a full stair. They want to make sure, I want to say it's 5 steps that's on here that go across. Now, if you have all 5 steps going across and it's not a slash or gash or smudge or anything in the middle of these steps, then you do have a full stair. They're hard to get those attributes for the full stair, but whenever you get them, they're bliss, because they add a ton of value to these coins. So this was another one I was just randomly taking a gander at, possibly wanting this in. It's just a really nice 1953S. It's insane I got it that out of the box. This 1959D is the same thing. I got this one out of the box also, and it looks like it may have been clean possibly, but that's just the way the die was struck through. You can see it's on the front side of his mouth here and on the back side of his hair. See if we get something off of it. There's a little bit on the back right and front left. Yep. So it's basically just the way this coin was struck. I mean, in 1959 Denver, looking like that out of the box, just insane. See if I can pinch it and stand it up. And this one here, I want to say, is the one that actually had the stairs. Yep, it's got a few steps on there, but you can see the rest of it smudged out. So you, like I mentioned, these 5 will come all the way across. That's what you'll call the full stair. This one here doesn't have any doubling. Definitely a Denver mint mark. And a lot of times I'll look for that hinting notch that might be right there on the R. It'd be a hole right there in the bottom side of the R that let you know that's going to be a fake hinting nickel. And those are highly collectible. So anyhow, like I said, 1959D, that was another one I was probably going to put in. And then this 1876 Indian head penny. But the only thing is catchy is that you see the corrosion that's on the face and the neck area. They will call it corrosion, which is perfectly fine to me. It's got a little tatter mark there on the rim, and the backside is just beautiful. But yet again, it's got another little tatter there on the rim. And after looking at this, probably won't send this off, just keep it as a good keeper. But it's got some really nice toning on that reverse, which is kind of wild. So anyhow, just wanted to bring you in, let you know what I had going out here shortly. I'm pretty excited about this haul too. I'm not too terribly concerned, like I mentioned, for the penny and for the quarter. But to get these attributes here, I'm not too terribly concerned about the Morgan dollars. Like I say, once they hit a 58 grade, you basically gain your money back off of those anyways. But pretty excited about that O and those three puppies there. So anyways, just a clip to bring you in on. And like I mentioned, hit that subscribe button. Y'all have a great day.